It's been a little over 4 years since the release of Helltaker, one of my personal favorite short indie freebies that was everywhere for that year, and 2022 with the release of its Exam Taker update. I still stand by that Zadrada is the best girl, and I will accept any debate in my inbox right here. So it was a surprise to me to see that vanripper has published a new game, Awaria, on December 16th of this year. Maybe I was a little too distracted with other things, namely card games and justifying my gambling habits, but it seems to be having very good reception among players, so let's take a look at the long-awaited follow-up to Helltaker and see what it's like. So let's just run the intro. So there isn't much story presented on the Steam page for Awaria, keeping up with the tradition with Helltaker. The game has a very simple premise. You are a maintenance worker sent to fix generators in the tunnels of Sector F. However, due to these issues, it has weakened the shields warding off the ghosts of workers who came before you. Unlike Helltaker, there aren't as many girls in comparison, only having 3.5 main ghosts before the final boss, Dr. Striga. The story to this game isn't complicated, but that's kind of the point. It's just maintenance tunnel ghost Yuri, a very oddly specific subgenre. The best I can compare the gameplay to Awaria to would be the mix of fulfilling requests like a Diner Dash game such as the Papa series, but mixing it with the bullet hell dodging of a game like The Binding of Isaac when you play as Tainted Jacob and being chased by Esau. And leave me alone! Your job is to go around and pick up parts after checking what a generator needs. These are found in different spots throughout the map and require 2 taps, usually one to grab and the next to reset the machine to get the next part ready. Later levels will get more complicated with parts requiring other parts, making the gameplay more hectic as you manage your resources and try to dodge the paranormal onslaught thrown at you, as well as stage hazards to reach the repair quota. The game also comes with 3 difficulty settings: an easy mode where you have no time limit and the respawn drone has a very small reset bond time, essentially requiring an enemy to double tap you to kill you, a normal difficulty which adds the timer and the drone goes to a 10-second cooldown, and finally hard mode which takes away the drone and you die in a single hit. I did the first half of the game on hard mode before having to dump it to easy because it was getting a little frustrating, but I'll cover that in a later section. In terms of presentation, this game has the same Helltaker art style of more simplistic sprites in the gameplay while having nice illustrations and animations for the game's cutscenes. The style honestly doesn't get old on me because I think that Helltaker looks amazing years after its release. As for the character designs, I personally don't like them nearly as much as I like with Helltaker, but there's still a lot of care into fitting their personalities and the way they're presented. My favorite of the game's ghostly gals would likely be Nikita Naprava. I love the more muscular design while not giving off any brutish traits. She also definitely would make Pyro in Team Fortress 2. I'd love to read more from the game's gallery feature as it provides some really cool insight into this game's development and the design philosophy, but my gripe from earlier now comes into the play, even though it's only been like a minute or so. The gallery's pages are locked behind completing hard mode or paying $9.99 USD for access to it, and that's a bit high of a price tag for me, so I will just have to get good eventually. Like the OST for Helltaker, Mitzi's hit this one out of the park. Link to their Bandcamp in the description below. Despite the game only having 6 tracks, each track works well with the game's underground tunnel vibes, perfectly working with the fast-paced and hectic gameplay while still keeping your head in the game and not panicking. It's a similar philosophy to how the music of Hotline Miami works so well with each stage to get you in the same pace as the game going around you, but there are already people who have gushed about these aspects of Hotline Miami. But if you want to hear me talk about that and even review Hotline Miami in the future, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more content. To wrap things up, Awaria is definitely a game that was worth the wait after the masterpiece like Helltaker. For the unbeatable price of free, it gives a couple hours of fun but challenging gameplay, maybe a little too challenging in some areas, but I love its presentation and some nice ghost Yuri. So my score for Awaria is an 8.5 out of 10. I hope to see more from vanripper in the future, and please make more Helltaker stuff.
I miss my wife, Tails. I miss her a lot.